working on the next video. You could see this contraption back here. I don't know if it's awesome or if it's scary. It's a little bit of both, but rigged up a whole new contraption to do some filming, and I got something back there, a rack mount case right there. I'm going to be putting some stuff in, so pretty fun. I hope to get that out here soon. It's been fun. It's been fun for sure. And then, man, the 3D printing bug has bit me, and I kind of need to take a step back because it's, you know, it's one thing to like do it, and it's another thing to like go all in. And I feel like I need to take a step back because I'm like at the point where I'm like, I feel like I'm gonna go all in, and I need to take a step back. It's you know, in my head I thought, oh, this is great. You know, I'll just print stuff in the background while I'm doing other things. You know, classic multitasking stuff where you think, yeah, that's great. Let that run in the background. I'll come back when it's done, and you know, it's like I'm doing two things at once. No, it's not like that because I'm running up and down the stairs like every 20 minutes to go check on it or to do something else or to prep the next thing that's going in, running back up here, watching it from a webcam, you know. So it's a lot of stuff. And lately I've been, well, besides, you know, a few like Christmas things, I've just been printing like it's totally meta. But I'm printing all kinds of accessories for my printer. It's like I made so much work for myself after getting a printer because now I need to print all these accessories for my printer. It's such a weird thing. And so when people used to say to me, yeah, when you get a printer, you're going to print a whole bunch of parts. I didn't know what that meant. I'm like, well, if I bought a printer, like, why am I going to print parts? Like, doesn't it come with everything it needs? But no, it's accessories, and I have accessorized. Even my accessories have accessories. So after this next thing, and I get my feeder thing straightened out because I've had a few jams, I'm no more accessories. I got to focus back on a couple of Christmas things for people. So, anyways, that's what I've been working on. Got a new server coming here that I've been building. Totally custom build, 100% ground up. So that's going to be fun. Server, quote unquote, might be let's say it's in a 4U server rack. I'll put it that way. So hopefully I can get that out for you soon. Because I kind of need to, and I need to move on to the next thing. And you know, printing's been eating up my time. So anyways, let's get in the chat, see what you're talking about or thinking or working or anything. Let's see what's going on. I did call out all of the events. So let's I'm going to pop it up here. Scroll up. Yeah, here's my test. Yeah. So, yeah. Oh man. What a wild thing. Oh, and PC Geek was in here testing too. Yeah. So that's my bot. Banana. Yeah, he was testing the bot earlier. Yes. Alex, it's basically happy holidays time. The clock to Santa, Techno, is in the final countdown. Yeah, it is. It is holiday time. I'm going to be doing some traveling, so I don't know if I'll be here next Saturday. So yeah, super. It's getting close. It's kind of wild to think that it's halfway through December. Like that is wild to me. It's super wild. So. Yeah, it is the final countdown for sure. Kevin, hey, how's it going? Kevin Michael Reed. I have never actually made it live, but always wanted to watch them on YouTube. But I always watch them on YouTube. Today's the day. Hey, thanks, Kevin. Yeah, thanks for being here. Kevin Michael Reed. It's well, I'm glad here to see what's going on. The videos on YouTube get cleaned up just a little bit, not much, but I trim some of the the fat on the bookends of stuff. But yeah, it's pretty much it's the same thing but live. How about that? Palace, this is what you were saying about LLMs and HL15. Yeah, with that sponsorship for $250 a month, yeah, you'll be getting it soon. For sure. Buddy says, hey, good afternoon, all. Good afternoon. Good to see you. Let's see. Twisted Grim. Hey, Tim, have a great weekend holiday. Got to catch the bot in a bit. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'll have it out. I usually have it out, I don't know, a day or two after, but it kind of depends. My thing is kind of get it out Monday, maybe. It just really depends on what I have going on, so... Hope everyone is having a great weekend. I do too. PC Geek, damn, the B-roll is so old now. Yeah, it is. You're talking about this. It is so like it's so old. It's kind of retro because like that right there is my first rack, server rack at home. It was the open four, post one, and yeah, my disk shelf I don't even have anymore. I sold that. I see my PC conversion right there. I gave that away on Twitter, and then I see my 3 1U servers. Those are in my colo. That Cisco switch I gave away on Twitter too. That UDM Pro I don't have anymore because I upgraded twice. And that switch, that 24 port switch I have here, but it's not even being used. So it's pretty old, but I don't know. I kind of like it being retro. I don't know. I might mix in some more stuff. But that's actually work too. So, but yeah, I should. Maybe I should for sure. New angle. Yeah. So Alex, I talked about this a little bit earlier. I was recording some stuff, I don't know, a couple days ago. And then on top of that, like when I had to go back behind my desk and switch every single HDMI cable out, I decided that, you know what, I'm just going to keep it where it is and like not touch it. So yeah, it's, we'll see. TD515. Hello, everyone. Hey, how's it going? Yeah, Bates boy. Hey, man. Hello from England. All right. My first time on Twitch. Hey, dude. Hello from the US. And first time on Twitch and you came here. Dude, appreciate that. Appreciate it. Dude, Logic, how's it going, man? Dude, Logic. I'm seeing it pop up. I think it's Logic, but it hasn't registered yet in my events. Yeah, dude, thanks for the resub. 7 months. This minute, first live in 3 years. Happy holidays. Oh, wow. Thank you. A lot of people first time. Either first time or back in a while. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thanks for the continued support. RedXTF, hey, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. But yeah, lots of people tuning in live. That's good. Let me see. Bates Boy, I recently bought 2 of your t-shirts. You commented on X. Dude, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I love them, but I mean, most people say that about things they like or make or something, or some people will be humble, and I try to be humble about them, but I really like them, mainly because I put a lot of time and effort into everything, including the design, and my wife helped me design the first one, and even she helped me do the second one, but I had a lot more input on the second. I actually did it, and she made a few comments on things to correct, because she's a designer, so that stuff's easy for her. But yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. I love it. I don't know. I think it's fun. It's fun, like designing stuff and then like having people use it. I don't know. I've always been like that in general. Just like I enjoy people using my stuff. Like that's why I like to self-host stuff. And so I get, I don't know, joy out of other people using my stuff. And so I know that, getting a shirt and wearing my shirt isn't using my stuff, but at the same time, it's kind of cool. I like it a lot. So I appreciate it. James, hey, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. James from NY. Hello. But I appreciate the support. Yeah, it's fun. No problem being late. It's all good. TD5150. Yeah, it's, usually I'll call it. If it's beyond 30 minutes, I'll call it. But I was like, no, I'm like, I told myself like, I have to figure out what's going on, like, or I can't film anything. And then I told myself, well, once I figure it out, I'm going to go live. Like there's only a few more, weekends left in the year. So I got to do it. The Bird Bloke, considering replacing Heimdall with Homepage. Any thoughts? I would Heimdall with Homepage, replacing Heimdall with Homepage. I went the other way. And really it's up to you. It's you have to ask yourself, which one will you use more, right? And so, there are lots of videos saying, this is better than this, or I picked this, or it's down to like, which one are you going to use more, right? And I use Heimdall, I don't know, 3-4 years, maybe more. And then I finally decided, okay, I'm going to check out Homepage. And I enjoy Homepage, but there's a lot of configuration you need to do. And so, there's a lot of configuring YAML. There's a lot of layout stuff and a lot of things you need to figure out. And Heimdall makes it super easy to where if you just want links and make it look good, it's great. And of course, you can query APIs and bring data into your dashboard. But I really like homepage. It's still here. I mean, I still have it. You'll probably see it in my self-hosting tour here in a little bit. Still use it. Still use it. It's great. But what's stopping you from doing both, right? You could, yeah, I mean, you're probably doing it in a container. You could spin up both, and then decide which one you like better. I like that approach, especially if you're doing it with containers. It's so easy to just give it a shot. But yeah, it's awesome. I enjoy them both because Heimdall was the first one that I really kind of got into, and I was like, oh, I totally get why people do this. Like I'm tired of having like favorites in some weird folder, and and then barely going to that or forgetting to add to that. And if I make kind of a dashboard page my homepage and I go there, I'm most likely going to click on one of those 10 things, unless it's the web. And if it's the web, then oh well, but I enjoy it. I enjoy it. Homepage 100, I agree. It's pretty awesome. I agree. They put so much work into homepage. The other cool thing about homepage that I realized is like I discovered a lot of other services when going to homepage's documentation, because they integrate with so many different services that it's like, that it's you'll see a long list of things that they recommend or things they integrate with, and from that you'll discover new services that you then want. So it's pretty awesome. That's how I found Peanut. So Nut server I did a video on a long time ago, and there's Peanut now, which is a good front end for Nut server. And, it's stateless. So, it's kind of like monitoring or kind of dashboard-y, where it's like only real-time monitoring, but pretty cool nonetheless. And that's where I discovered it. I was like, what is this Peanut thing? And I was like, oh, cool. Oh, this is like right up my alley. So it's pretty awesome. It's pretty fun. Pretty fun. Nerd and Proud. I like where this is going already. Well, a funny story though. It's funny, like friends and family and even people in the neighborhood. They're like always. They're always hesitant to say like the word nerd, as if I'm gonna be like offended or anything. Like I'm like you, nerd and proud. I totally am. But they're always like. They always tiptoe around it, and I know they want to say nerd, and I'm just like, dude, you could totally say nerd because I'm a nerd. Like, I totally get it. Like, it has zero like negative connotation for me. Like, I actually take it as a compliment. But they'll be like, well, all these people online, they just love this stuff, and they totally like nerd. They're really into it. I'm like, you can say nerd out, and you can say I'm a nerd. Like, that's totally fine. Like, I take zero offense. So. Anyways, yeah, nerd and proud. Totally me. So building a gaming PC right now and really thinking hard about getting the new Intel Battlemage generation. High-end GPUs are out of my budget anyways, but really not sure about it yet. Yeah, so cool. You're building a gaming PC. Awesome. It's like, I think it's always a good time to build a new PC because parts get better and cheaper and more efficient. Yeah, Battlemage, don't know much about it, right? I totally get it. It's Intel's new line of GPUs, and looks cool, sounds cool. Yeah, I think that's kind of going to be up to you. I don't know what they're selling for, and I actually have an Intel Arc still up there, a Sparkle Echo that I need to install at some point. And so I totally get it. Like for budget stuff, it's great. Yeah, and so I don't do a ton of gaming now. So when I think of video cards, for me, video cards mean, can I transcode? Can I render my videos faster or get more parallel streams for rendering or transcoding? Or can I do LLMs and fit those inside of the RAM? So now it's like, I for my whole life up until the last couple of years has been like video card gaming. And now it's expanded too. And sadly, gaming has been deprioritized. I would love to like just like geek out for a month and just play games, but I can't take a month off of work with YouTube and work and stuff like that. I wish I could, but you're just gonna have to wait for the reviews. I did pick up a 3070 and 3060 are pretty decently priced. Is it gonna, if you want something NVIDIA and you want something, that you don't have to worry about, like NVENC, codecs and all of that, but maybe, I don't know, maybe not. But there are some budget buys, video card budget friendly buys, going with some NVIDIA stuff, last gen. And I say last gen like it's the, RTX 3000 series, like, which is still really, really good. So yeah, that's tough. You'll have to let me know. I know nothing about the Battle Mage GPU other than it's a thing, and that's about it. So I saw Steve from Gaming Nexus's video on it a little bit, and so that's about all I know. So yeah, it'd be awesome to see. Lodash, I already read that, but that is still awesome. When you correct yourself and expanding, and I got it too, so I got it. PC Geek, I'm finally no longer using OpenHAB 2 and fully on Home Assistant. All right, my man, I got my Wi-Fi plugs to work with auto discovery. Turns out I had to upgrade the version of Tasmota and adjust the MQTT topic. That is awesome. So yeah, I know you were on OpenHAB for a long time, and I know you've been testing, at least switching over to Home Assistant. That's awesome. Glad you got it going. Yeah, Home Assistant is so great for discovering things too. It's like it'll discover so many things on your network. It's pretty awesome. And then upgrade Tasmota and adjust the MQTT topic. I know what Tasmota is, but I don't have any of those devices that use it. And that's interesting that you had to adjust the topic and that it worked, because that's kind of scary stuff, right? Because but you figured it out, and that's awesome. Dude, glad you figured it out. It's Home Assistant is awesome. Like, if you're going to do home automation stuff, it's great. Like, and it's so far beyond what at least all of the other home, type assistant things, from Google and from Apple and whatever, even open source. It's so far ahead. Like, it's so advanced. Like, I was just setting up a rule yesterday for some automation to say, hey, like, if my candle warmers have been on for longer than, 60 minutes, just turn them off, because it means I forgot, and I don't want, like, the candle, it's like a candle warmer instead of a burner. It's basically like a coffee mug. That's one of my most favorite automations so far, is like warming up a candle with a coffee mug holder. Anyways, it's great gift and a great way to get people into automation, because it's like, cool, we got automated smells now. Anyways, I've been doing that. And just automating something like that, like, isn't even possible with other platforms. They don't go that far. And so on Home Assistant, it's so easy. It's so easy. You do it once, you set it up, and then I had to duplicate it for 3 warmers, and it was just like duplicate, change, one of the assets, and I was done. And I was like, yeah, that doesn't, neither Google or Apple are anywhere near that. So, and I don't think they're trying to be, but it's super fun. It's super fun for sure. Let's see. Going down the Home Assistant rabbit hole this weekend. All right, another one. Agent Orange, another one. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. You might not come back for a while. I mean, it is. Like, I joke and I say, like, you could really make a career out of, doing Home Assistant. You could. There's just so many integrations and so many cool things you can do. Not only with, the software and services on that side, but then all of the hardware and all of the ecosystems that they integrate with. It's so awesome. It's so awesome. You can make it as complex as you want it to be. You can make it, mine's relatively complex. And I will have something, I will say that I will have something coming out soon on, how to balance, well, one, walking through my whole entire Home Assistant setup, but 2, also, trying to balance the complexity for other people. So it's going to be a fun one. So anyways, yeah, go down the rabbit hole, go crazy. I did go crazy for a long time and had like way too much automation. And I was like, okay, I need to reel it back a little bit. Because it got to the point where I was like, did that happen because I wanted it to happen? Or did that happen because I made a mistake? And so Talk about like, you know, once you start debugging your automations for Home Assistant, you might have gone too far. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Getting it working is one thing, but then like automating like 15 things off of one thing is probably not great. But I got some decent ones. Like I can turn this whole room on and off with one command, and it's great. It's great. Like those things are cool because then it's like you come in the room, you could click everything on, or hey, you forgot to turn 2 of the lights off or 3 of the lights off or all of the lights off. You click one thing and it's like you're basically shutting off the whole room as far as things that are toggleable. So I love it. I love it. Palace was a company called StackBlitz that sponsored me. Awesome. I've been active in their Discord community answering coding and AI questions, so they sponsored me to thank me for my work. That is awesome. Well, congratulations. And StackBlitz, man, that is so kind. That is so kind of them. Because usually, you know, I mean, I'm not saying usually, but you just don't think that companies will be like, hey, we really appreciate what you did. Here's something monetary. You know what I mean? So that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. And, you know, and at least for me, I'm sure you didn't either expect it at all. You're like, whoa, that was cool. You know, that was cool. So yeah, that's awesome that they recognize, you know, your contributions to the community, and they're recognizing it, you know, with money too. So that's pretty awesome. And you know, you were doing it just to be helpful, I assume. So that's awesome. Budney, I reorganized my rack yesterday, installed a new PDU. Rack shelf coming Wednesday to rack my gaming PC. Awesome. My Fractal North is too nice to get rid of. I hear you, man. Yeah, it is. That is awesome. So you're going to rack your gaming PC, which I assume is your Fractal North. I agree. So maybe you're rack shelf. I got you. I thought maybe you were like moving all of your components into a rack mount case. But I think you're saying, I got a shelf because I'm going to rack mount my Fractal North. I agree. Fractal stuff in general, especially the last wave of stuff with their wood, and is so awesome. Like, I love their take on cases because it's usually simplicity over everything else. Clean lines and simplicity, and I'm all over that. Unlike what's going on in here, believe it or not, I do like clean lines and simplicity. So that is awesome. That sounds fun. I have a few racking things coming up too. Quite a bit. And I too have been organizing my rack and cleaning stuff up because I realized about a month ago, hey, I'm going to be doing my tour soon. You better start cleaning stuff up so you don't have to spend a day on it. So slowly over time, I've been cleaning stuff up. I still have things to add to it too. And then I'm like, I'm going to get it in before the video because some really cool stuff. So anyways, I'm excited for it. I'm excited for you getting your gaming PC racked in there. And I'm also curious, like, what are you gonna do with it? Because like, are you gonna remote game, or are you just converting it over to a machine? Are you gonna convert it over to like a server, or are you gonna game from it remotely? So, well built too. A bit of a Fractal fanboy. Yeah, it happens. It happens. I mean, most people become fans when people do stuff right multiple times or things they like multiple times. And so, fans are usually a testament of something that some company or someone's doing right. So it's awesome. I like Fractal stuff. Bates Boy, I've redone my Proxmox cluster and moved all 6 of my upgraded Optiplex 9020M 1-liter nodes to a 10-inch mini rack with 2.5 gig networking to make a CPU-only XO AI cluster. Whoa, that is awesome. So you redone your Proxmox cluster and moved all 6 of your upgraded, Optiplex 1-liter nodes to a 10-inch mini rack. That is awesome. So 6, you could fit 6 on there. I'm trying to look at my rack right now. Maybe you could fit 6. I assume when you say your 10-inch mini rack, it's the DeskPi one, right? Because like there aren't any others out there unless you're printing them. Which Colton just released a video on it, and pretty awesome. His video on it. I was talking to him about it. I was like, man, because I was also looking into 3D printing stuff, and then I went down this rabbit hole of, well, maybe I can 3D print the whole entire rack, and not gonna do that, but you can. But that is awesome. It sounds awesome. I don't know what an XO AI cluster is, but that sounds great. And plus, like, putting 6 1-liter nodes all in, one 10-inch rack sounds great. Like, that is the most compact, most dense, 10-inch rack probably around. So that's pretty sweet. It is pretty sweet for sure. But if you haven't already, check out Colton's video. Colton, Hardware Haven. He's got a video that I think he just released. It was today. Talking just very similar stuff. Bates Boy, not a Des Pi, but it's a 9U 350 millimeter deep. I'm in the UK. Optiplex nodes stacked vertically. That is awesome. So not even a Des Pi. That is awesome. I love to hear that it's not a Des Pi, because that means that form factor is catching on. So cool. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome. Yeah, 10-inch racks are they're pretty fun. I have one down there. I'm kind of hiding it because I might do something else with it, because I already did one that was kind of like over the top, where I was like competing with Raid Owl, because he challenged me on a build, which was fun. But so I might do something else in the future. When I saw Colton's video today, I was like, okay, this kind of re-sparked my idea of what I wanted to do when I was talking to him. So yeah, it was pretty awesome. It was only $59, Bates Boy. Okay, dude. Whoa, wait a second. Alex, dude, thank you so much. Oh, I just saw it. I saw lights flashing, but I was like, I got to finish this thought. Dude, thank you so much. Alex, man. Dude, thank you so much. Get 10 gifted subs. I appreciate it, man. Dude, thank you so much. Oh, man. So Dren Burl, Boomer, Milko, me, Tyro Pita. I like it. Let me try that one again. Boomer Milko, me, Tyro Pita. Music Driver, is Malice, King Shillian, Sizzling Spoony, Fnugs, Dr. Doobie, these are great names. Szechuan Pancake, oh, great. And Franchise, hey, enjoy your gifted sub from Alex, dude. Thank you. I appreciate it, man. And I say Alex because he's in our Discord, but I cannot pronounce his that name, which I know is Welsh, and I should ask one day for, how you pronounce it phonetically, because every time I try to pronounce it, I do very bad. and I think the C-E-I is a ch. I think that is in Welsh, but I have no idea. I like different languages, but I have no idea. But anyways, dude, Alex, thank you so much. Appreciate it, man. You guys do so much already. Thank you. What was I saying? Only $59 for that. Oh yeah, we got to see that. You got to post that in Discord. Like I got to see this thing for $59. Like, compared to Des Pi ones, Des Pi one's spendy. It's super high quality and low volume stuff. So that's kind of, par for the course. But I got to see the $59 one. 3D printer parts for your 3D printer. I've done a ton of updates for my Creality Ender 3 and my K1 Max. Yeah, it's weird. Like again, like I was saying, like people in my Discord were saying, oh, once you get a 3D printer, you got to print all your parts. And I thought that, like, in my head, being an outsider looking in, I thought, oh, you get a 3D printer and you put it together, but you don't have all the parts. So then you have to print those parts to install those parts in the printer. But I'm like, how can you print out the parts if you don't have all of them? So anyways, when people said that to me, I was just thinking, man, that is weird that you buy a printer and it doesn't come with all the parts. So anyways, that was me just misunderstanding. And so I've been printing 3D printer accessories and mods, I guess, to make it awesome. And it's so meta. It's so meta because, like, my 3D printer is fine. It's totally fine. Like, I don't need these adapters. I don't need these, feeder things. Like, it's a great machine, but it's fun making it your own. And I think that's part of it. Just like home labbing, just like anything else. I mean, just even like my PC, my desktop, you customize stuff you really like. And I think that's the same with 3D printers. So, dude, thank you. Sigor, how's it going, man? Thank you so much, Sigor. 43 months. Dude, thanks for the continued support. Man, almost getting up to 4 years, man. Hi, everyone. How's it going, Sigor? And the Bird Bloke. Dude, thank you for the sub. Prime sub. Dude, thank you so much. The Bird Bloke. I really do like birds, so I hope you do too. I really do. Like I have a bird buddy, bird feeder, and I will say though that the bird buddy bird feeder is it is legit. If you have a bird lover in your family or someone who likes birds in general, like that gift, I think it's half off now too. That gift is so awesome. And so I saw it when I was on Kickstarter and I was like, is this just like, you know, typical Kickstarter promo stuff where they get you pumped up and when you get it, it's not really that great. No, it's so awesome. And anyways, I hope you like birds because I do too. And I have the one with the solar panel roof, and I've had it out since March of this year. And I've only had to bring it in to charge it once because I installed another bird feeder in front of it, not thinking I was blocking the sunroof, solar panel roof, and it drained the battery. But outside of that, it charges up. I like never touch it again, and it's pretty awesome. So, anyways, I'm going on a tangent about birds because I'm a fan. I'm a fan. Also finished up my Christmas shopping, Flowdash. Thank God for slow day of tickets at the data center today. Yeah, that is awesome. Oh yeah, so you were on, yeah, so you were working today on ops or working in the data center and pretty slow, so you could do some shopping. That's pretty awesome. That is pretty awesome. Report Chop Express, how's it going? Good to see you. Happy holidays. I agree. Happy holidays to you too. Let's see. Logic, hello, hey, lots of hellos. 3 Port Chop Express says, current plan is to get rid of rack servers. Oh man. Fighting words, no. R720 and R620 and get an X600 deskmate, or 2, connect them with my SC847. Should be plenty. Rack servers are just too much for me, more than I need, trying to cut down on power. Dude, I totally get it. I get it. I 100% agree. Yes, you know, and this comes up a lot, like people either buying gear because they think they need enterprise or get a really good deal on it, and then, you know, a year or two later, they're like, whoa, I'm in pretty deep. I have this server rack and all this stuff. I totally get it, and I think you know, you just gotta either it's a phase, or you didn't think about it, or yeah, you want to save power. I get it, and for the most part, like a majority of the things that people want to do, anyways, you know, self-hosting wise, can be done on desktop machines. You know, the few times, you know, server machines are really required is if you need more PCI Express lanes, or you need, you know, you need more drives, right? You need to install more drives. But arguably, you could do that, you know, with JBODs and stuff like that. So I totally get it. It's fun to downsize too, and you know, it's just fun to upsize too. So I totally get it. Yeah, and plus, like, yeah, I mean, you save money on your electricity bill for sure if you move away from them. But there are still some low power options and things you can do too, for sure. PC Geek, I did that. Now recently and got some 30 Dell servers for a bargain. Wait, 30? Maybe 30? No way is that 30. I think it's 30, maybe. Not 30 of them. All right, I got some 30 Dell servers for a bargain. Much better on power usage, especially when you cut down to one CPU. Yeah, I agree. That's an easy way to cut down power. It's just pull out one power supply, pull out one CPU. Gotcha. RX 630, 530, 430s. Gotcha. X30s. Gotcha. But yeah. Pulling out a CPU will I don't want to say cut your power in half, but it's pretty close. So yeah, it's pretty awesome. I thought for a second you had 30, because you did say you were going crazy buying a lot of servers, and I was like, well, maybe he really did go crazy buying a lot of stuff. So Grinding Ape and Big Crypto Cat. Hey, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Welcome. I replaced Heimdall too. I'm using Homepage. Yeah, I think so too. I love Homepage too. I do too. I don't change stuff all too often. Use File Browser to edit the config. And this is for Homepage. Yeah, for sure. I don't change a lot either. Now that it's running. And I just do it in YAML and deploy it. Same. Heimdall is greater than Homepage. I think they're trying to solve the same things, and one is a lot simpler than the other. Arguably, they could both be simple. But the main reason, one of the main reasons I chose homepage is because I can do the YAML configuration. Now, that might scare people away. They might say, yeah, I don't want to do YAML. Like, that's not for me. I want a WYSIWYG editor, you know, and I want to fill out some forms and get my stuff working. That's it. Like, I totally get it. Like, that's you know, that's fair. But for me, I wanted to go the opposite way because I wanted to make my homepage repeatable, where I had YAML and I can configure YAML, and then if I ever destroy it anytime or any way, I could just deploy the YAML again. But really, it wasn't even for that. It was more for to be able to scale beyond one. So, like, I need to scale my homepage dashboard for my home lab more than one. Well, I did because I wanted HA, you know, when I had in Kubernetes. So yeah, it's pretty fun. I've been using Homer. Yeah, Homer's a good one too. For a couple of years, simple to edit, has enough features. I agree. And that's, yeah, I mean, I think you said it perfect there. It has enough features, right? That's what people are looking for out of this stuff is features. And if it has all the features you want, you know, it's fine, and it's the best for you. It is easy to start, like, you know, homepage hopping, kind of like distro hopping. You know, there's a new one on the block and you're like, ooh, I like that. Maybe I'll try it out. You know, it's the same thing with distro hopping too. Like, you're never fine with what you have. You're like, you just totally have to, you know, try something else. So I've been using Heimdall for a few years. I like it. Franchise, how's it going? Yeah, I do too. What bugged me was Heimdall was clunky. Yeah, I agree. I would say it wasn't super clunky for me. I would say heavy. For me, it was heavy. And that might have been my fault because I had tons of services going out and checking stuff. And sometimes those logs would be really, really big. And I never found a great way to, like, clean up those logs. And probably my fault. There's probably a setting to do it. But I noticed, I'm like, this thing is using a lot of memory and disk space for, you know, a homepage. So. But yeah, I did notice that. It could have been a bug, or it's probably most likely, you know, user error, but for sure. There you go. The backend process used to, spike CPU usage a lot. Yeah, it could, for sure. The fact that you can change the background image is awesome. I agree. That's what got me going on. That's what got me going on Heimdall to begin with, because I found a super awesome background image, and I was like, yeah, this is great. Going the other way to, just adding, 4x NetApp disks, shelves with 16 RU, 240. Oh my gosh, 3.5 inch drives. So instead of sizing down, he's upsizing, expanding, just adding 4x NetApp disk shelves. Wow, I had one, and now you're going 4 of them, in 16 rack units, and then 240 3.5 inch drives. Dude, what is going on? And what is going on in the Alex household? You know, 240 disks. Even if you took half of that, even if you told me, hey, it's ZFS, it's mirrored VDEVs, you know, that's still 120 disks, you know? Oh my gosh. I want to know, but I don't want to know. I like not knowing, but at the same time, that's pretty wild. Holy crap, I hate to be in that room during a cold start. Yeah, for sure. You gotta stagger those, man. 5 petabytes go burr. Wow, 5 petabytes over, I could do the math, but I can't right now. Over 240 disks. That is wild. Yeah, the noise. Gotta be like a jet taking off, for sure. For sure. I think so too. Nerd and proud. I love building PCs too. It's just the money that's missing. Yeah, I agree. It's been a while since I built a PC. Like, I've said this a few times, but my PC is right there, and I've had this PC for 6 years now, maybe 7. It's an 8th gen Intel, and it's been great. It's been fantastic. It's great. Once I got in doing more video editing, it starts to show its age, but it runs Linux awesome. It runs Windows awesome. Like, if I wasn't editing video, I'd have no reason to upgrade. So I did. And so on top of that, I'm finally building, I'll just say it, I'm finally building like the workstation I've been waiting on for so long, because each time I wanted to use the new Intel, there was like another Intel coming out, it went from 12 to 13 to 14 really quick. And on top of that, I was waiting for their new architecture. And, arguably, is it better, faster? I don't know. But that's what I was waiting for, because it was like I didn't want to buy a 12th or 13th or 14th gen. I wanted new architecture, so at least I could say, like, yes, I finally waited for this thing. So is it going to be better? That's debatable. So we'll see. We'll see. That would be my dream job if I could just build PCs. Yeah, I think so too. It would be pretty fun, especially if you got like custom builds, right? Custom builds would be really fun, or if you could help design and build them. I don't know anything about water cooling, but I'm sure a lot of people would want water cooling, and then I would be clueless. I would be clueless for sure. 3-port Sharp Express. Haha, that's awesome. I don't need much horsepower for anything. I do some Docker containers, including Plex, some VMs like Home Assistant, Nextcloud, and looking into some security software like Security Onion. Wuzza. Did you try using the X600 Desk Meets? Okay, Desk Meets is a thing. I thought that was a typo. I also have the Intel Arc A380 for transcoding. That's working great, but gaming is a totally different playing field. Yeah, for sure. Is mine the 380? It's right there on my shelf. I don't remember. A380, I can't remember if that's the single slot one or if that's the 2-slot one, but yeah, for sure. I totally get it. Like I game for a long time. Like I've had almost every series of NVIDIA card, and I still have my 1080 GTX, and I have a 3090 RTX. And so, yeah, I totally agree that, gaming just puts PCs in like a totally different class, It's like the most extreme, machine you have to build because you got to keep up with graphics and everything like that. Now I can eliminate running MQTT separate and just have it in HassOS. Yeah, that's true. So you're running HassOS too. Awesome. I still went the container way, and I know why people choose HassOS, because it still uses containers, but it's an operating system, and on top of that, you can install plugins. And I still went the plain old Docker way with that. Mainly because I'm a total nerd. But I found that I'm being difficult and making it complicated, but I didn't want to use HassOS to install those additional plugins. I wanted to install them myself. So yeah, I'm running, MQTT and stuff in another container and stuff like that. But it's way too complicated. It's the story of my life, but that is awesome. Yeah, it's HassOS does seem fun. I mean, it seems like if I went that route, it'd be so much simpler than what I'm doing now. Oh man, so many points of failure. Expert part prices in the US go to at least 10% tariffs and trade war. Oh man. Yeah, it gets expensive other places. It gets expensive other places. Yeah, in the US we also think it's pretty expensive here. But not compared to the rest of the world too. So Tasmoda, awesome. Be on the rise. Price rise over the next month. Wait, what? Price? Oh, prices are gonna rise over this next month. Yeah, it's it's who knows? Who knows for sure? It's gonna be wild. Any rise was probably priced in since November, not a January spike. I see what you mean. Yeah, it's because it's not like, hey, let's raise our prices today. Like those companies, they're more planful about stuff like that. And it takes effort on their part to change prices. It's not like they click a button. It's a lot of work for them. Not saying it's justified, but it's not free for them to change prices on stuff. And when I mean free, it costs time, it costs effort, and they got to pay people to do it. So it's, and they got to update systems and let everyone know everywhere on every channel they sell. So, Tony loves tech. I'm considering getting an A310, but they shot up in price. All right, I got to see which one mine is right now. I'm going to grab it. Oh yeah, so it is the A310. That's what I have right here. Oh, I wish I didn't have to wear these headphones anymore. But yeah, this is the one I have, still in the box. I'm waiting for a couple of things, but this is, I think, going to be my new transcoder. Even though I have a P2200, and I think that this is more efficient for what I need to do for transcoding. But the P2200 can handle more concurrent streams. So I'm kind of like, this can, I think, handle 4 or 5 4K down to 1080p. And then, I think the P2200 gets me like 2 more, but this saves power over time and it's newer and it's fun. So I don't know. I was waiting for this to come out for a long time because, as soon as I saw that Intel, made the Arc, they were all 2 slots. And then so as soon as the 1 slot came out and it was $99, it was sold out for a long time, but I ended up grabbing it for $99. So yeah, I bet it has shot up. If I had to guess right now, without even looking at it, I bet it's like $139 or something right now. That seems to be like what people are doing. So well built too. Yeah, Fractal Fanboy. Oh, we read that. Yeah, for sure. Not a Desk Pi. It's a 9U1. Oh, we talked about that. I saw the new Hardware Haven video. Yeah, made me want a 10-inch rack, to be honest. Yeah, it is awesome. It is awesome for sure. I think he has the newer one too, the smaller one, which I don't have. I have the taller one. I think he has the T01. I have to ask him or look in his comments. But yeah, I talked to him about it this morning. I was like, oh man, like talk about like a rabbit hole of like printing custom parts for this rack. And I told him, I was like, I was considering like printing out a whole 10-inch rack because you can. But, I was like, no, there's no way I can do that. There's no way I can do that for sure. For sure. Bates Boy, you inspired me with your build off. Awesome. Well, I'm glad. I either thank you or I'm sorry, one or the other. But yeah, it was fun. And I will say, like when Radal challenged me to that, like that was one of the most complex videos I think I've ever had to do. And it wasn't so much like the filming; it was everything leading up to it. Because I didn't want to fake anything. Like I didn't want to be like, yeah, there's Proxmox on here, and trust me, it really is. And oh, TrueNAS is running inside. Trust me, it really is. No, I had to do that. So it was like, first I had to like plan out all the hardware, figure out where it goes, change that 15 times, make sure I have the right cables. Then it was like build out a whole mini data center. I mean, I had everything in there. That thing was standalone. You could have picked it up and brought it anywhere you want. I mean, it was even run by a whole router and everything, And so that was the most complicated one, only because like I basically had to make a self-hosted mini data center all in this 10-inch rack. So, and then Geerling was talking about doing another one with a bunch of us. I was like, man, I don't know if I have it in me because it is so much work. But Geerling's really hyped up to do another one too and challenge us all. I was like, man, he's gonna win anyways, but it would be fun. I wish I got one from Black Friday because they were $140. Now they're $160. Oh, is this the A310? All right, I'm gonna check really quick. I don't normally like venture out, but if it's the Sparkle one, if it's up to that much, I was totally off. The A310 Sparkle. Purchased in July, currently unavailable. Yeah, the A310 Eco. I think that's what you're talking about. If it is, yeah, I don't know the price because it's sold out still. But I think I got it for $99, which was a deal. Like even when it came out for $99, I was like, dude, like they're selling this pretty reasonably priced, and I think they could have priced it a lot higher. So yeah, well, I hope you get it. If you're talking about the A310, man, that went up, for sure. Not the 160. That was 10-inch rack. Gotcha. I was like, oh man, they were really gouging. Sold out or scalping prices for the A310. Yeah, hopefully it's still $99 or $100, US. So, because I think that's, I mean, yeah, it's a great upgrade for people who want to do something on an old PC, like watch YouTube videos or anything like that. And I think it's a great performer for anyone for Plex or Jellyfin for sure. Like $99, like, and it's so efficient and so small. So, let's see. Oh man, I scrolled up. Let me see. Oh man, I think I lost my stuff. Oh, there we go. Let's see. Lots of comments. Let me scroll down. Let me see. Seminon. Little baby i4 Intel on an ITX board running 20 plus containers. No problem. Yeah, I agree. Like compute, like when it comes to home stuff and anything we want to self-host, compute is never going to be the bottleneck. It is never, unless unless you're doing something totally specialized. Like you're like, hey, I want to run, Prime 95 tests all day long and peg every core, or I want to do 7-zip compression tests all day long, or you're going to do transcoding without a GPU, So rarely ever is CPU going to be the bottleneck or the limiting factor. It's going to run it's going to be RAM. Probably not, because even 64 gigs of RAM is usually pretty good. Or it's going to be disk, and it's going to be those other two. So yeah, CPU. It's funny because so we have Free Geek. They call it a tech thrift store and recycler. I took 4 boxes of stuff there today. A whole bunch of stuff that, I've been hanging on to for a long time. And ever since I did that video on Free Geek, and I thought, you know what, I'm just going to get rid of this stuff and hopefully someone else can enjoy it. And it actually felt good getting rid of all this stuff. Although my 3 Sound Blaster cards, I think that's what hurt the most. Like, because I have a soft spot in my heart for Sound Blaster because, it is so much nostalgia around, remember the time you had to buy a good sound card. So there's all that. But anyways, I got rid of all that. And in there were 2 Intel Atom boards. And I was like, maybe I should hold on to these. Maybe I should try to build, current kind of modern NAS with these Intel Atom CPUs that were so power efficient back in the day, and see how power efficient they are now. And they got a really bad rep because of netbooks. Like netbooks gave the Intel Atom a bad name because all these cheap netbooks were made, and they used the Atom for that. But then they threw Windows 7 on it with all kinds of stuff, and it was just never. It couldn't keep up. So, anyways, it's. I agree that an i4. I don't know about an i4 and an ITX board. I mean I know i3, i7, i5, i9, i4. Maybe I'm just I don't know. Maybe I'm not informed enough. But that is awesome. I agree. Totally fine. 20 containers, you could probably put 100 containers on there because those containers aren't doing a ton until then. So those netbooks, ouch. See, that's what I'm talking about. They totally left they left a bad taste in everyone's mouth because the manufacturers overpromised is what I think. They're like, yes, drop your laptop, get this thing. It's going to be able to do everything. And it's like, no, it can barely run Windows 7. It can't do all the things you're promising. And I had one, and I really loved it. I bought a Lenovo one. Yeah, and put Linux on it for sure. So it's pretty fun. It's pretty fun. It's fun for sure. But yeah, I thought about doing that with the Intel Atom and trying it out. But then I'm like, no, this is exactly why I'm getting rid of this stuff, because I think of a project that I might do someday that I probably won't, and so I'm gonna hold on to it. And so now I'm just like, I'm totally gonna keep it in the box and donate it. So I donated a bunch of stuff, and I hope someone gets to use it. Even PC cases that were perfectly fine, just stuff that's taking up a ton of room because I need to make room for other things. And so I think my wife's kind of like, dude, you're encroaching everywhere with stuff. So, and I like to keep it simple too. I don't know. I've always been big on I only want to keep what I use and not, outside of old tech gear. I just got rid of that, but I have a hard time even with like review stuff, like I have a hard time like sitting on stuff because it's like, it has a lot of life left in it. And on top of that, like I don't want to have a bunch of stuff I'm not using. Like I'm told now as I'm thinking of examples, I'm like, I have a, Rodecaster audio right here. I have a Wave XLR over there. And then I have a Go XLR in my bin downstairs. But I want to get rid of them because I want to have the one thing and not have the three other things that I might use someday. So anyways, that's on my list of things to sell. So Wave XLR and Go XLR. Oh man. I want 30 servers, but not that power bill. Yeah, that's when I messed up. Yeah, I do too. That'd be fun. Got a 430 for $90 with 64 gigs DDR4 RAM. Yeah, runs 28 watts idle. That's pretty awesome for a Xeon. I think so. I think that's pretty awesome for sure. I undervolt my 5700G and 10100. Still plenty of power. Yeah, that Budney. I agree. I did that for, speaking of things that aren't getting used, when I did that Proxmox or Plex kind of custom build, I underclocked everything. Like turn off hyperthreading, turn off turbo, turn off everything, underclock RAM, underclock CPU. And the thing is like, it could still perform, and I think like the max clock speed is the base clock speed now. Because I turned off turbo, it's like 1.9, but it'll still handle like anything you can throw at it. And it's like a free save a ton of power. So it's pretty fun. It's pretty fun. It's fun underclocking things too. Because do I need my CPU to spike up to 5 gigahertz when I launch Chrome and then go back down to 1.9? No. And that's what every CPU is doing, I mean, it could be the simplest task and, and Chrome aside, like Chrome's a different animal altogether, but launch Firefox, launch anything, your turbo kicks in and just spikes until it's done doing the thing. And it, the more you do, the more it's going to spike. So it's pretty awesome and pretty interesting. Easy way to cap that on Windows. I think it's, I found it out. It's in my video, but a simple way is to say like the max turbo is 99%. Because it's like anything less, it's in the Windows setting. You can do it in Windows. I think it's like, yeah, if you say the max speed of the CPU is 99%, just one less than 100, then it just won't turbo. And it's like, you just, you get some watts back. You get some watts back. Oh, but nah, who wants those watts back? I use Flame for my homepage. Oh, man. Let you edit via the UI directly, which is great. Oh, man. Now we all got to check out Flame, Simon. Thanks. Homepage hopping. This is how it happens. YAML's a plus for sure. Yeah, totally. We're going to be homepage hopping. You shouldn't, or dashboard hopping. Shouldn't have mentioned Flame, but I am going to check it out after the stream just in case it's better than homepage. I haven't heard of that one either. And this is what I'm talking about. Like, everyone's always after the latest and greatest and the next awesome dashboard, just like they are with Linux, Oh, it's one of the few things where people are like, yeah, like they just get into it, for sure. I'm running out of a total of 2X 730s. I'm running a total of 2X 730s and 2 630s. And one 730 XTS across 2 houses. Flowdash, that is awesome. That sounds pretty awesome. Yeah, I need to see if I could store some of my computers at someone else's house too. No, I have a colo, so I can't complain or throw any shade at someone keeping stuff somewhere else, because that's kind of been my another way to keep gear somewhere else that that like electricity isn't really it doesn't cost me any more to run them at full tilt, which is kind of bad. But I'm not, and they only have one CPU. Like, I've done everything in my power to keep them. I'm not mining anything. Like, it's it's running Kubernetes and running some websites, just total normal stuff. But I don't see the power bill for that one. So yeah, it's easy to forget about those things when you put them in a colo. It's just one base price. But that is awesome. Let's see. Bates boy. I have 11 nodes in my Proxmox clusters. 7 are micros. 3 small form factors, and one is my N305 firewall running pfSense, Pi-hole, and I do some HA stuff. But mainly I have them all in one data center to make it easy to manage in one UI. Yeah, no, I totally agree with Proxmox. That is the only reason. For a long time, I had a Proxmox cluster of 2 because I was like, I don't want multiple, I don't want multiple UIs. And so, yeah, I started a cluster of 2 a long time ago. I mean, going back to what I showed earlier, my first rack in my, data center. Yeah, I did the same thing because I didn't want to go to two different web pages to do, the same thing, administer virtual machines. But then the other cool thing is, and then you get to share storage. Like, if you want to add one NFS share, it appears in both. So there are a lot of benefits too to having them in a cluster, even if not running HA, because you can even migrate. You can even migrate now. You can do an offline migration between 2 machines. It has to be shut down. You need a true HA. You need HA storage to actually do the online one. With ZFS, but it's pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome. I don't know if they just added that feature to do the offline migration recently, but I just discovered it like, I don't know, 2 months ago, and I was like, has this always been here? Because this is awesome. Because what I used to do is just run a quick backup to my NFS share, go to the other machine, and do a restore from the NFS share. Now it's just like it automates it for you. I'm like, this is great. So I'm using Homar. Unless this is another one for my dashboard, Homtar, Hamader. No, I assume it's Homar. For my dashboard, I like it despite it being frustrating at times, but good stuff coming down the pipeline for it. That is awesome. Yeah, that is awesome. Average 8 watts a piece for power use once spinned up is 192 watts. Well, that's pretty good. That's pretty good for like a server, for with hard drives and stuff and CPU and stuff running for sure. Yeah, that's pretty good. Oh, Homar, you did say it. I was like, uh-oh, here we go again. We're going to search and look for this new dashboard that's out for our home lab. Alex, I got 15 kilowatts to run the home lab. Oh my gosh. Oh man, that's like, oh man, I can't even fathom that. I can't even fathom that much power. Tony loves tech. I use an i3 13100 and Arc A770, and I'm considering getting an i7 12700. Yeah, so 1200s especially are really cheap, and I think you get really good deals on them right now. I mean, I built with a 14th gen. It was a little bit more expensive, but I noticed like during the holidays, I think a lot of places are trying to clear out their 12th ones, which is like they're exactly the same as like, for the most part as the 13th and 14th. And I mean, you're not missing out on the Intel Iris on there. There's like no change to the integrated GPU on there. So it's pretty awesome. Like you could get really great deals because a lot of people like me, when I built my Plex machine, was like, I need the latest and greatest. But if you think about it, the 12th gen is just as good. So it's pretty awesome for sure. Let's see, a 380 is 2 slot, but it can be a single slot. Okay. I would like to see how it becomes a single slot. Maybe because you can, I don't know, customize it. I don't know, but yeah, so that is good to know. Yeah, I still have the 310, but yeah, I did confuse it with the 380 because I didn't remember, but now I know it's the 310. I'm so bad with part numbers. I mean, I was just at Micro Center the other day, again, and I was talking to one of the guys there, and he was like, man, the naming on some of these parts are so ridiculous now. Because we were talking about the new Intel CPU, and it's a Intel Core Ultra. Wait, I'm getting it wrong. Intel Core Ultra 7 256K. Like, that is the name of it. And he's like, I can't keep things straight, and I work here. I was like, man, it is so wild. And I was like, I kind of get what you mean, because like, when I do stuff on a stream, like people throw out part numbers, and I'm like, I have no idea what that is. I mean, I get used to it now because there's probably 20 machines that people talk about in the home lab like ecosystem, and same with video cards for the most part. So it's like I kind of got them down, but I couldn't imagine working at like Micro Center and every day it's like I have the Eco Sparkle, you know, A310B Eco 4 gigabyte GDDR6, you know. He's like, I can't keep it straight anymore. I was like, man, that's wild. Anyways, I knew when you said A380, it was the, you know, Intel line, but I wasn't sure if it was the slim one or the 2-slot one. Yeah, so totally, I'm surprised that the Sparkle didn't use the Eco Cooler. Yeah, on the A380. That would be cool too, for sure. Sparkle's GPU. Yeah, it is. It is like the Sparkle. Like they just kind of came out of nowhere and built the GPU that I wanted, which was, you know, an Intel GPU that's super affordable, that can handle streams and is only 1 slot. And that thing is tiny. I did open it up because I thought like, I better at least open the thing up, even though I bought it 5 months ago. Like I'm starting to get bad at this. Like I never had a problem with like, hey, I buy the thing, I use it within a week. This thing, no, I've been bad with this one because it's been like out. I've owned it for 5 months and I haven't done anything other than take it out. This thing is tiny. It's like baby tiny, you know? I mean, it's awesome. I think it's awesome. So anyways, at some point, this may or may not go into my Plex machine because I still have a hard time letting go of my P2200 because I've had that for a long time. So, but what I could do is sell the P2200 to someone who really wants an Intel one and then use this. But I just need to make sure that like this handles what I need to do, because a lot of times at home, like, you know, I'll turn on subtitles and stuff. And when you do that, like I've been weird with subtitles lately. I want subtitles on all the time. I felt like I accidentally turned them on about, 9 months ago, and now I turn them on for everything because I don't know. I like to read. I like, just in case I miss what they say, it's easy to read too, but it ruins a lot of jokes though. It ruins a lot of jokes and it spoils a lot of things because you know what they're going to say next. And sometimes the scene hasn't happened, but anyways, I just need to make sure it can handle transcoding 3 or 4 streams plus subtitles. And the plus subtitles is a big question mark for me. So, because I think it burns them in. So I think when you turn on subtitles, it's like re-encoding it, I think. So I do not like subtitles. Owen, yeah, it's maybe it's an old man thing. I don't know. Maybe it's an old man thing. I do. It used to bother me so much, but now it's like, I don't know. I kind of like to read and listen at the same time. It's distracting. That used to be how it was for me too. And then, like I said, one day I turned them on and I'm like, oh, now I don't need to have the TV so loud because if I miss what they say, I can just read really quick. But like I was saying, it definitely spoils jokes, and it's kind of a spoiler if something in the scene is going to happen. And then you read what happens before they actually do it, and spoiler alert on subtitles in general, if you ever switch to them. So I use Proxmox Helper script to deploy, HassOS in a VM. That is awesome. Proxmox Helper scripts is pretty good, pretty awesome. I'm a huge fan. And poor T-Tech who created them, is no longer with us. And he's passed it on to the community. And now there's a community hosted version of his work, and it is really awesome. So yeah, that is awesome. You used it to deploy in a VM too, because I know he has VM scripts, or I should say they now. But those scripts are awesome. Anytime I need something real quick, I'm like, yes, this is great. This is great. Same HassOS. Like, see, yeah, it is awesome. It's easy. If one thing is down, then it's all down rather than MQTT is down. So, I got you. Yeah, it is nice having a single point of failure instead of multiple points of failure. It's like the one time, there are times where you do want a single point of failure, or you basically want to, you want to combine stuff so that you don't have multiple points of failure. And that's what I build out all the time. Home Assistant depends on, this plugin, which I run in a Docker container, which depends on another plugin that runs in a Docker container, may or may not be on the same machine or in, Kubernetes, who knows, but yeah. It is super handy, like HassOS, because it's all there. It's an operating system, right? And so it's like you get everything with the operating system. So yeah, for sure. Let's see. I know I'm going over. I'm trying to pay you guys back for being super late today. Let's see. Dude, that's the one I want. Element. Yeah, this is probably the card for sure. For sure. The only one that's available on the market at the moment is the ASRock model, but it's ugly and chunky. PC Geek says going to move Plex to TrueNAS. Yeah, once I move it, that's my plan too. That's my plan too. I got a huge TrueNAS. I have a NAS upgrade coming. That's gonna include software and hardware soon. So I'm waiting for that. Late to the stream, but not feeling great today. But I wanted to stop by and say hi. Dude, thanks, Yakto. I hope you feel better, man. Hope you feel better. Yakto, CEO of YWS. For sure. Owen, hey, I know I'm late. How's your Saturday going? It's going great. It's going great. Rough start to the stream because who knows why. I think I narrowed it down to one HDMI cable. And as you can imagine, I probably have about 12 HDMI cables in here that have different things connected to them. I narrowed it down to one. And I pulled one out of the drawer, plugged it in, and it works. And so I just was like, I'm going to go live right away. Other than that, great. Great. Yeah. Can't complain. It's, yeah, it's great. I enjoy this time of year too. And we just got a light dusting of snow. Like, you know, not enough snow to even shovel, but enough snow to, when you look outside, it's white outside. So it's pretty awesome. I like it. All right, guys. I am going to look for here it's great for keeping my, things warm in the winter, to be honest. Tim, I'm building a NAS for a client right now. Dude, Pauls, that is awesome. Building a NAS for a client. That sounds fun. That sounds fun because, like, you get to do the fun stuff, right? You get to do the hardware, get everything working, the software, you know, and then just hand it off. Yeah, that sounds fun. So PC Geek said his dream job earlier is building PCs. Yeah, I think so too. Just building systems in general. And then on top of that, being able to hand them off, maybe sell them a support contract, depending on, you know, what kind of business you're running. But that sounds fun. That sounds fun to be able to build something and give something to someone and then have them use it. So yeah, it is fun for sure. All right, y'all, I'm going to look for maybe one more because if you can't tell, I'm squirming because I have to use the restroom, but I'm going to try to find one more. Last one, Owen. I'm planning on moving all of my non-data center Docker containers to another PC, maybe running Ubuntu, server, bare metal. Yeah, Owen, I've been thinking about that a lot too. Like, I love Proxmox, and I love the fact that, you know, that... yeah, you can just add more nodes. You can move them around. You get backups. But sometimes I think about going the bare metal route. But then it's like, I can't go bare metal unless, you know, I have IPMI or like a KVM on there. And so I'm like, I keep going back and forth. And I always settle on Proxmox again, even if I'm going to run one VM. It's because backups. Like, backups are so easy. Backups and restores. And so when I go bare metal, I think, what's my DR plan for this? Or what's my backup plan for this? Well, I don't have a great system for backing up bare metal, so I back up folders. And then I'm like, if I'm backing up folders, now I'm creating this custom process for me to, you know, script this thing out. So I this is where I go. And then I'm like, so much easier on Proxmox. So anyways, y'all, hey, thank you so much. One last one. So here we go. I got internationalization. I know that acronym, kind of, sort of, working with Nux.js. What a hassle, Mr. Extremely. That's too bad. So I use i18n.js. There's a library for internationalization specifically that I used with React, and it is kind of painful to get going. But then we started doing stuff server side. So anyways, y'all, congratulations on Nux.js and getting, okay, gotcha. So they have a plugin tailored for it. Yeah, that's awesome. Awesome, yeah, and awesome you guys are thinking about internationalization when building websites. You know, it's I don't know if you're in the US, but it's easier for people in the US to forget, like, hey, there are other languages other than English. And I think a lot of, you know, it just depends. And so when we built UIs for a couple of companies, we had to support Spanish and we had to support French because we were selling in Canada, and Canada has, you know, they have a thing about you got to support French too for stuff. So Anyways, hey y'all, man, happy Saturday. I hope you guys have a good rest of the weekend. I do apologize for being late, but hey, I stayed a little bit later. If you have something you want to share, something I didn't get to, something I accidentally skipped over, I'm sorry. If you want, you can ping me in Discord. We have a Discord full of 10,000 people. We have a lot of people there. Thank you, Piece of Geek. A lot of people there talking about all kinds of stuff and sharing all kinds of things, and a lot of me rambling about 3D printer stuff and server stuff and all kinds of stuff. But a lot of people are there, and it's pretty fun, pretty chill to hang out. So yeah, join if you want. Super low ping, and a lot of people lurk. So, yeah, what else? I will be back next Saturday. As far as you know, because I got some travel coming up, but I don't think I got to check my calendar. Anyways, I'll say it in Discord. And if I don't say anything about it, that means I am. So, but yeah, again, if you need me, ping me. I don't mind pings. So if you need something or want to show me something, yeah, absolutely, ping me. And I'll try to follow up when I can. I will be back next Saturday. Hopefully, I'll have something out for you this week. And again, thank you so much. There was bits, there was subs, there was resubs, there was gifted subs. I really appreciate it, and I thank you all for it. And most importantly too, I just appreciate you guys being here and being in the chat. I know it sounds cliche and it sounds super weird, but I seriously, like, if you guys weren't here, like my whole show on Twitch is based around you all. And so if no one was here, it would be a pretty boring show. It'd be like me 5 years ago in Twitch just talking to myself. So I really do appreciate it. So anyways, if I don't see you, have happy holidays. I will be back next week. I'll be in Discord too. And have a great rest of the weekend. Take care, folks. Be good to each other. Take care.